Hello everyone, this is Ashari Talib Falah, presenting the perception of senior university students toward peer assessment and learning English as a foreign language in Saudi Arabia by Ashari Talib Falah, and the second would be Dr. Lubna Ali. Moreover, the background and the context. Assessment is a key component of teaching and learning, and also traditional teacher-led assessments dominant in AFL context. Moreover, peer assessment offers collaborative and also reflective learning opportunities, recognizing for improving critical thinking, responsibility, and cooperation among the learners. Peer assessment overview. Peer assessment overview here shows that the students evaluate peer assessment or work based on agreed standards and also forms a feedback only grading and rubric based the assessment. And also the benefits of this study to enhance critical thinking, reflecting learning, and communication through the students. And also the challenges here would be the anxiety, bias, and social dynamics. Theoretical Foundation by Vygotsky ZPD, which is the learning is social and cultural in nature, zone of proximal development and guidance from teachers or peer helps learners achieve beyond and current ability. By scaffold, support is gradually removed as a competence grows, so the peer assessment as guidance or interaction promotes deeper learnings. Moving to the problem statement here, limited studies on Saudi students' perception of peer assessment in AFL learning. Moreover, large class sizes hinder effective teacher feedback. And also, teacher-only assessment is time-consuming and may limit learning. So we need to explore both cognitive and effectiveness aspects of peer assessment in Saudi Arabia context. So, the research objectives and research questions. The first one, investigate the cognitive benefits of peer assessment to show how much students are learning. So, and also to explore students' perception, motivational, emotional, and interpersonal aspects. The third one, examine the peer assessment's role in fostering responsibility for learning and also for the students. Moving to the research questions. First one, what is the role of peer assessment in students and cognitive learning and improvement? Second of all, how do students perceive peer assessment as a promoting responsibility for learning? So we need to move over the significance of the study. The significance of the study here shows that it supports sustainable assessment practices. The second one helps educators design collaborative learning environments and also guides by policymakers in assessment design and improvement to encourage the student engagement and lifelong learning skills by this study. Let's start with the methodology overview. We are going to have a mixed methods to investigate to collecting the data analysis and data collection by quantitative and qualitative method. The tools here are semi-structured interview and would be using the survey questionnaire. To analyze the NV ANOVA, which is qualitative, and also SPSS for the quantitative and qualitative methods. Participants here and the setting. We are going to have the second year EFL students at a public university in northern Saudi Arabia. Basic to lower intermediate oral proficiency and also divided into experimental and control group for this study. This is how to show or to how to gain the participants and the setting for our study. Moving to the research procedure. Here, preparing students on peer assessment benefits and process to see how benefits and process for this study, and also the assignments by using the literature review and the article critic. So the PERS or the peer assessment sensories here, self-selected partners and also assigned partners. We are using two different categories for assigning the students. The last one here, revisions, which is based on peer feedback and using the rubrics to analyze the data. Data collection tools. The first one, semi-structure, as we told before. The semi-structure interviews, understanding perceptions of peer assessment. And the survey questionnaire here, contribution of peer assessment to learning and responsibilities. Last one, rubrics, which is a guidelines provided to the student to ensure the consistency for the study or by collecting the data. Data analysis. We are going to use the qualitative and quantitative method. The first one, thematic coding with NV ANOVA, and the second one, quantitative paired samples by t-test using the SPSS. To validate this data through student feedback on emerging the themes for the student itself. Results. Results for the quantitative here shows that the sample size, 62 students, 32 experimental and 30 control group. Experimental group, significant improvement in writing scores. The pre-test and the post-test shows also the post-test and the standard deviation by the test means indicate statistical significance. The results for the qualitative, theme 1, increased learning awareness, students improve self-awareness. And the second one, theme 2, which is motivating and ownership by greater the responsibility for the revisions. Theme 3, peer trust and anxiety. Initial fear reduced with the training, and this is how the results for the quantitative and qualitative methods. Discussion and conclusion for this study. The first one, peer assessment enhances cognitive and interpersonal skills and to support the ZBD, which is the theory by scaffolding learning through peers or the peer assessment. Educators should use clear rubrics, training, and structured reflections. And also the last one, future research explore long-term effectives or effects across the context. The last one, which is the references. And thanks a lot for your listening. I hope this presentation gave you a lot of information and also explain the presentation for my study very well. I'm looking forward for your comments and your agreements on this paper. Thanks a lot.